Hey everybody, my name is Melissa Shackley. I am the Fragrant Fama and I am a star director. I live in New Sharon, Maine, a very small community, and I am here to talk with you guys about overcoming obstacles. Um, I want to start with my backstory. So, I grew up in a super small town when I was a kid. Um, I had kind of a rough upbringing. It's sometimes hard to say that you lived through child abuse, I guess, but basically, I did. Um, so, when you're growing up, you already have peer pressure and social anxiety on finding out who you are. And it's tough. It's a tough world. It really is. No matter which generation you grew up in, I think every generation had its own thing. And I grew up in the generation of you are to be seen and not heard. And I was the oldest, so I was always the one who uh, knew better. You're the oldest, so you know better, right? And I got pregnant at a young age, and I did not have the support that I thought I would have. And so I struggled from a young age to be a young mom and figure out who I was. And um, it led me down a path. And uh, gosh, it's hard to talk about yourself sometimes. It's hard to say, hey, I've lived through some stuff. And the thing is, we've all lived through some stuff. We all have been through things that are hard to talk about. And we all have baggage, right? We all have things that we carry with us that um, make us who we are, whether we think they do or don't. But they do. They make you who you are based on your experiences in life and the things that you've lived through. And so, I was a young mom and I left home. Um, and I decided to move across the country. So when I was 18, I moved from Montana to Atlantic City, New Jersey. I took a 3-day Greyhound bus all by myself. And I will tell you, total culture shock. That was really, really hard for me to do. All in the name of love. All in the name of love. I traveled across the country. And long story short, the love that I thought I was searching for was not. I got married because I thought that's what you're supposed to do when you have kids together. You're supposed to be married, and I had a child out of wedlock, so it was a big no-no. But I ended up marrying him, so I thought it was all better because we finally were together. And then life changed because the person I thought I was marrying was not who I married. And so I went through more abuse. I struggled, and it was it was it was bad. But I got out and I overcame that obstacle. And I'm so thankful that I found someone who decided that they really did love me. And so I got to enjoy love for the last 20 years with this man. And we went through stuff together. Every couple goes through stuff. There's always something that happens through, lost jobs and no vehicles and evictions and just hardships, life hardships that happens to everybody. And so we went through those, but we had love, and I was grateful for that. Um, During this time, I found Scentsy. I joined Scentsy in August of 2011. And at the time, we were living in like literally downtown dumps. Like, I know everyone has to live somewhere, but it was somewhere that I didn't want to live. So we dealt with a lot of cultural hate crime stuff. So we had to overcome being victims of hate crimes from cultural stances. And we got out, we moved out of the area and improved ourselves, moved to another town and got out of that. So we overcame that obstacle. And then my brother got sick. And for years, I felt guilty that I had left my brother behind. And um, that was really hard for me because of everything that had happened in our childhood. And he got sick. And he got sick because he turned to alcohol and drugs to cope. And I wasn't there to help him. And he was my little buddy. He was 4 years younger than me. But at the time when I left home to get myself out, I wasn't thinking about him, and I left. And anyway, over the years, he developed these behaviors, coping mechanisms for himself that ultimately made him sick. And in 2017, I lost my brother. I had had an estranged relationship with my parents. I hadn't spoken to them in like 13 years. And when my brother got sick, my brother said, life's too short and it's time to make amends. And at the time, I didn't want to. It's really, really hard to face struggles of things that you run away from. I did a lot of running away for many, many years from things. And it's way easier to just walk away and pretend it doesn't exist than it is to deal with it. And so, anyway, after I lost my brother, I did work really hard on forgiving, and not forgiving for things that happened, but forgiving for myself to be able to heal and move on. And during this time with my brother, just before my brother had passed, well, a couple years before my brother had passed, I had decided to invest in my Scentsy business, because up until 2015, I had only done this business as a hobby. So like just for extra gas money, that's what I meant to get to before. I just did it for extra gas money. That's why I joined, to get us out of the city and for us to move to a better place. And so we did that. And then anyway, in 2015, I made the decision to invest in my business. And that was the game changer for me. I attended my first event in Las Vegas, and I'll never miss another event because of that. But had I not done that, I think when my brother passed, I don't think I would have come through that as well as I did, because my Scentsy family is what brought me through that and helped me cope and get through some really tough stuff, guys. When you carry guilt with you of things that you have dealt with in life, sometimes you just need the love of other people to tell you that it's okay. It's okay, and that you don't have to carry all that guilt and burden of things that happened to you in the past, because it happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And even though it's really, really hard to think that sometimes, it's true. And I just needed my Scentsy family to remind me that at that time. And so moving forward, I have been working hard to build my business and focusing, and I have also been working hard to rebuild my relationship with my parents and try to understand things that had happened in the past. And you don't realize how much Scentsy helps you with that piece. It really isn't just the products, it's really the community of Scentsy itself and how it helped me cope and get through those difficult times after my brother had passed, and in learning to deal and cope with my parents, and really trying to build a new relationship with them that was on a different level than what I had grown up with. And so it was an obstacle to overcome, right? There are many obstacles. There will always be obstacles that you have to overcome. Excuse me. So moving forward, I started building my business and recruiting, and I was doing well. And we had some really exciting things happen in our lives in the last few years. I want to say before the pandemic happened, we found the house that we're currently in. We had finally reached the point where we were like, we did it. We found the house. It has property. We're finally where we want to be. We're growing. Like, our business is growing. We have found our dream place, right? We are finally where we need to be. And I was like, wow, I finally made it. I've overcome all that stuff in the past, and I finally made it. Like, here we are, babe, we've made it. We've worked so hard. And then another obstacle hit me. In 2021, I lost my husband of 20 years to cancer. And if it had not been for my Scentsy community, my Scentsy sisters, I don't know that I would have made it through that obstacle either. Sometimes when you're faced with some really hard things and you say, I just can't do this anymore, you have to get up and you have to keep going. Time doesn't stop. The world still keeps rolling. The seasons still go by. And people still need you. I didn't realize how much people needed me. And not like physically, like to go take care of them, but just my presence. Your presence is so important in people's lives. When you are building your business and connecting with your customers and connecting with your teammates, they care about you. People buy from you because of you, not because of Scentsy. They could buy products anywhere. They buy from you because of you, because of who you are. And I didn't realize how much people needed me in their lives, even when I was at my lowest, when I was at my breaking point, when I didn't want to be strong and I wanted to give up. I had just lost my very best friend in the whole world. The one person who had loved me after all the stuff that I had been through in my childhood and my first marriage. I lost him. And it was really hard. when life is really hard, you have to pray. You have to ask the universe to guide you, and you have to wrap your arms around others and ask them to be there for you. You have to ask for help. They want to be there for you, even though you don't want to ask them. I wanted to hide under a rock and not come back out. I wanted to walk away from my Scentsy business that I had worked so hard to build. I wanted to be done because I felt alone. I felt all by myself. Even though we have children together, we had built a life and finally gotten to where we had worked so hard to be. And then he left me. Overcoming obstacles can be really scary. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do or who to talk to. Cleaning my house was a struggle. Going to work was a struggle. I wasn't even sharing anything. It was a struggle for me to do my business. It was a struggle for me to take care of myself. I started drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot because that was my coping skills. Even knowing that I lost my brother to alcohol. I've lost several family members to alcoholism. But I just wanted the pain to go away. And it was really hard. But the universe listens. And the universe has your best interest at heart. But the universe only helps you if you help yourself. You have to make a decision to overcome the hard stuff and keep walking. You can't just sit and decide to never get up again. You have to get up. You have to keep fighting, even when you really don't want to. It's baby steps. It takes time, and it took a long time for me to find a way to cope with daily tasks. You don't realize how much stuff changes when obstacles hit you. The things that are so normal that you could do with your eyes closed don't even exist anymore. My life has changed a lot since my husband passed. Meals aren't the same. Dinner time when you sit together is not the same. I've had to change the way I shop. I've changed the way I eat. My sleep pattern is different. Everything is different. But I'm learning that that's okay. And I'm learning that with time, it will be okay. And instead of me sitting and sulking and crying and being upset for what I can't change, I've decided to pour my energy back into my Scentsy community, who has been here for me through everything. They have been so understanding and so patient. And I can't ask for anything more than that. The universe decided that because I didn't sit and I didn't sulk and I kept walking even though I was crying, that they have sent me blessings. They sent me a person who is so understanding and so patient and so kind and has been such a blessing in my life. And he is helping me through all of these hard times. And I want you guys, I'm not on here for sympathy. I'm here to tell you I've been through some stuff too. Everybody goes through stuff. Everybody goes through stuff. You can still keep going. Don't give up. And Scentsy is more than just the business. It's more than products. It's a community. It's a family. And wrap yourself around with the community. Wrap yourself with the Scentsy love and the Scentsy spirit and the Scentsy family, because they will help you through whatever obstacle you're going through. And in turn, that will help your business. It will help you to grow and thrive and come out on the other end, because there's always going to be an obstacle. And I know going forward, there's going to be something else I'm going to have to deal with. These aren't the only hard things that I will have done in my life. They're not the only hard things that you will deal with, but you will have the ability to have a good support system. I didn't have a good support system when I was younger, and I made some choices that led me down the path that I went, but I have a great support system now with my Scentsy family. I have a tremendous support system. So throw yourself in the middle of the Scentsy mosh pit, because we're all here to lift you up and guide you and be there for you and cheer you on, because we want you to succeed too. And no matter where you are in your Scentsy business, whether you're at the bottom or you have been in it for years and you have just hit a wall, keep going. Keep investing in yourself. Keep investing in your business, in your path. Keep going. You can cry. You can have bad days. You are allowed to have emotions, but just keep going. Don't sit still, because sitting still is rough on your mental health. And maybe this video is more about mental health and getting out of your own skin, getting out of your own way, dealing with your own emotions. But I hope that it helps somebody out there that has been through some things that you feel like you just don't have the energy to put back in. You do. It just is in baby steps sometimes. Sometimes you need to take a little break for yourself. It's okay. I took a break. I took a break for a year because I needed to refocus myself. But during that time, when I took my break from my business, I maintained my minimum just to survive. But during that time, I did a lot of self-love and self-care and surrounded myself with people that were still in my business that could help me refocus and remind me that I'm worth it. People still need me. I still inspire people even though I don't feel inspirational. It's okay. I'm just like you guys. I'm not a celebrity. I just went to World Tour and people made me feel like I was a celebrity. I'm totally not. I have rough stuff. I have baggage. I have good days. I have bad days. I have days that I don't want to get out of bed, but I force myself to. And during this journey, I quit alcohol. I've been sober since 4th of July last year. I'm really proud of myself for that. It doesn't matter what you're going through, you can still make choices that will change the trajectory of your business and your life. And if you need someone to lean on, reach out to your community, your Scentsy sisters and misters. They're there for you. You're not alone. You're on the right path. You are right where you are meant to be, because everything happens for a reason. I hope that you guys take time to sit down and try to refocus. Try to figure out where you are in your business. Where do you need that extra sensey love? And go find it. There are people who want to help you. They're waiting with their arms open. There's a seat for you at the table. You're not forgotten. But we're not mind readers. And I forgot that. People didn't know unless I told them what I needed. So make sure you reach out. Make sure you don't stay quiet, because you matter too. Deep breath, guys, because there always will be another obstacle. I hope you guys find a way to cope in a healthy way. And if you're coping in an unhealthy way, it's okay. I've been there. You'll get through this too. I hope to see many of you in North Carolina at SFR. Search me out. I'll give you a hug. I'm a great hugger. I'm sending all my love because I know I needed it at one time. I know you need it too. Air hugs. Love. And you have the spirit. You have to keep walking. Don't give up. Don't quit. You're worth it. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.